Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we are celebrating Gita Jayanti. It is the day on which Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. Now, Krishna spoke just for 45 minutes. So, what Krishna spoke to Arjuna was recorded by the great Rishi Vedavyasa. He recorded it, a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, and he placed it in the middle of the Mahabharata, the history of greater India, and the history of the whole world. And that message of Bhagavad Gita is so profound that it is the timeless message. Sometimes people wonder, what have we got to do with something that was spoken 5,000 years back? We're living in a different age. So how is it relevant to us today? So the Bhagavad Gita itself, it is explained. First of all, let us know from the Bhagavad Gita, the very first lesson Krishna teaches who we are. We are spirit soul. We are not the body. And this is a completely revolutionary idea. Why? Because the whole world is working for this body. And that is the way the animals live. That is the way of living for animals. So, Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he is awakening us out of this ignorance by teaching us this basic understanding from the Bhagavad Gita. We are not this body, we are spirit soul. What does it mean? This body is made up of matter. The same elements that make up this table, this building, this floor. So body doesn't have life. Body is dead matter. Body is dead matter. It appears to be living because inside this body there is spirit, there is life, there is the life force. And that life force, the living force, The spirit is the real you, real I, real person inside the body. And as spirit, each one of us is eternal. Eternal means we don't have death. We are deathless. Amrita. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshabha sama dukkha sukham dhiram somrutatvaya kalpate. Amritatva. So Bhagavad Gita, right in the beginning, Krishna is teaching us, all of us are eligible for conquering death. So how do we conquer death? Because nobody wants to die. That's a fact. But still death comes and forces us. Accept it. So Krishna shows the way by speaking this Bhagavad Gita, how we can actually achieve immortality, how we can become deathless. Not become deathless, actually we are deathless. So Krishna explains in a simple way, we are spirit soul. Spirit soul has got wonderful characteristics. The spirit soul is the real you. You don't have death. Then what is called as death? What happens at death is that we are residing inside this body. This body becomes useless at the time of death. So we leave the body. And because people in general are in ignorance about the real self, they are forced to leave this body at the time of death and enter another body. And that entering another body is called birth. So this cycle of birth and death, or death and birth, we are caught up in this cycle. And Lord Krishna is instructing us, get out of this cycle of birth and death. So for that, the Bhagavad Gita is teaching the truth about ourself is, we are spirit soul. We are a very, very tiny part of the Supreme Spirit Soul, Krishna. And in the 4th chapter, Krishna explains, each one of us, we belong to Krishna. We have an eternal relationship with Krishna. And in that relationship, there is eternal life, there is complete knowledge, enlightenment, and there is transcendental bliss, unending, unlimited bliss. And all this is leading to discovering an eternal loving relationship. So this is what is called as yoga. You've heard the word yoga. Yoga means the science of our eternal loving relationship with Krishna. So how do we discover this relationship? The process of yoga. And that process of yoga also, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna briefly describes 4 processes of yoga: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. But the age we are living in, it is not at all suitable for Karma Yoga. It is not suitable for Jnana Yoga. It's not suitable for Dhyana Yoga. It is only possible to practice Bhakti Yoga, especially this age, Kali Yuga. And this practice of Bhakti Yoga, Krishna explains, is very, very, very simple. Very simple. Though elaborately Krishna has explained this entire science of yoga in so many verses, but the essence or the summary is given by Krishna himself in the end of the Bhagavad Gita. After giving so many details and so many instructions, Krishna concludes by telling Arjuna, and through Arjuna all of us, that now I will speak to you, I shall tell you, Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha Shrunu Me Paramam Vachaha. My most confidential instruction and most topmost instruction, Paramam Vachaha. Paramam means supreme or topmost. Guhyatamam means the most confidential or the greatest secret Krishna is revealing in the end of the Gita, 18th chapter, 65th verse. He reveals this. What is that? Most secret and topmost instruction. Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So Krishna says 4 things specifically. This is the essence of Bhakti Yoga. Manmana, always think of Krishna. Always thinking of Krishna is made possible by chanting his holy name in the form of this Hare Krishna mantra. Simply you have to vibrate your tongue and say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then Krishna says, Bhava Mad Bhakto, become my devotee. Becoming Krishna's devotee is not something new to us. We are Krishna's devotee eternally, related to Krishna through devotional service. But for the time being, we have forgotten Krishna. We have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten who is Krishna. We have forgotten our relationship. It's just like a child is lost, separated from parents and wandering everywhere. No proper fixed up place. No protection, no shelter. Wandering. So we are like that lost child. And simply if that child is restored to its original parents, though out of compassion, somebody else may give some temporary shelter. Somebody else may give some food. Somebody else may give some show some care. But really, the child belongs to its original parents, and they are just waiting when the child will come back. Something like that. Krishna is waiting in his personal abode for us to return to him. We simply have to turn our attention to Krishna. And it begins by calling out his name. Hare Krishna. So what does this Hare Krishna sound do for us? It wakes up the sleeping you, the sleeping soul, out of a dreaming state. Just like night we go to sleep, we experience this dream. Dream, so many things happen. But that whatever is happening, whatever you're experiencing has no relevance to your original wakeful condition. This dream is a temporary phenomena. Similarly, our material existence is simply a temporary dream. Why? Why do we say dream? Because just like your experience of night dream, and you know it's temporary, it's not important, it's not relevant when you wake up. Similarly, even what we are experiencing now in the daytime is another daydream. Why do I say daydream? Scriptures describe like that. It's a daydream. Why? Because as long as this body is there, we identify with this body, and this body is there with us only from birth to death. At the time of death, we leave this body and we enter another body. Now, when we enter another body, we completely forget the previous body. Whatever happened in the previous body, everything we forget. And we begin again life in the new body. So, there is the night dream, which lasts relatively very, very short time. And there is this daydream which lasts 80 years, 100 years, 90 years, whatever number of years we live in this body. Just think, previous life, how did we get this body? That Bhagavad Gita explains. What was our state of consciousness? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejati ante kalevaram. Kalevaram means this body. Tejati, we give up. Ante, at the end of life in this body, we give up this body. So whatever that state of consciousness, exactly that type of body we're going to get next life. So in that next life, we begin a new chapter. And it has no relevance to what happened in the past at all. It's completely forgotten. Just like night you see a dream, during the dreaming phase you are experiencing and you think it's real. But when you discover it is just something temporary that happened in the sleep, then you just forget about it completely. No relevance. Good or bad, no relevance. And as far as your existence in the day is concerned, whatever happened in the dream has not affected your day. Your existence in the day is not affected. Similarly, the spirit soul going through this experience in this body, whatever happens within this body or whatever happens to the body is not relevant when you quit the body, when you give up this body. Because you're different from this body. You're not the body. So whether somebody had a healthy body or a sick body, old body, young body, beautiful body, ugly body, rich body, poor body, all that is totally irrelevant when you leave this body. Think about it. All of us have to leave the body. In ignorance, we think when the body is finished, everything is finished. No. Bhagavad Gita tells us everything is not finished. Only the body is over. Life in the body is over. Everything connected to the body is no longer relevant to you. But you continue to exist as spirit soul in your original spiritual identity. You continue life after life after life after life. So when you chant Hare Krishna, according to Krishna's instruction to remember him, how to remember Krishna? By chanting Hare Krishna. Then you become devotee means you understand I belong to Krishna. Devotee means I belong to Krishna. I have an eternal relationship with Krishna of love. Krishna is my maintainer, my protector, my topmost well-wisher, my provider, everything. Then Krishna says, Madhyaji, worship me. So how do we worship Krishna? Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita that you can worship him by your intelligence, by studying the Bhagavad Gita. Because whatever I'm telling you, you may understand a little, you may not understand so many details, or you may not be convinced. But you read this Bhagavad Gita, study Bhagavad Gita. A lot of stuff is there in this, 800 pages, 700 verses, all explained by Prabhupada in simple words. You study Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that is the way to worship him, by your intelligence. Everyone has got intelligence. And using that intelligence, you understand you don't like suffering. You want happiness. And you want permanent happiness, not some temporary happiness. You want eternal life. So, by studying Bhagavad Gita, you're worshipping Krishna by your intelligence. This also Krishna says in the 18th chapter, 70th verse. Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. Then bow down to Krishna. Surrender to Krishna. Submit to Krishna. Accept Krishna. Accept his surrender means to follow his instructions given in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, remember me. So you follow this instruction to remember Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna says, worship me. You worship Krishna by studying Bhagavad Gita little every day. So if you're not already doing so, you begin by chanting 108 times Hare Krishna mantra. Takes about 10 minutes. In the entire day, which consists of 24 hours, just 10 minutes you spend for chanting Hare Krishna. You're connecting with Krishna. You're awakening yourself. You're re-establishing your lost relationship with Krishna simply by calling out his name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Your memory of Krishna will be revived. Why? Because even now, though we've forgotten Krishna, Krishna is seated in our heart, everybody's heart, as Paramatma. And he's active in our body. He is making this body work. Just like every day we're eating food. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, how is this food digested? We don't do anything to digest the food. We only know it gets digested when we again become hungry. Or if there is indigestion also, we come to know, oh, I'm not feeling hungry, or I'm feeling some sickness, some vomiting. So this digestion happens most of the time. Sometimes there's no digestion, but most of the time digestion happens. Krishna says, I am digesting the food that you eat. I am present in your belly as the fire of digestion. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. Pachami means I digest. The anna, the food that you eat, I digest that. So Krishna is digesting the food you eat. What all Krishna is doing seated in your heart is Paramatma. You read the Bhagavad Gita. There are a lot of things Krishna is doing. Not lot. Everything Krishna is doing. What are we doing sitting in this hut? We are simply observing and we are experiencing. That's all. But when you wake up to spiritual reality, then your real life begins. Then you're not just an observer or experiencer. You are actually participating with Krishna in his Leela, in his world, in his activities. So that is also described briefly by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. The details are there in the Bhagavatam. So Krishna appeared 5,000 years back in Vrindavan. He demonstrated what is life with Krishna in Bhakti. In Vrindavan, he demonstrated that. Everyone in Vrindavan is Krishna's devotee. Everyone is enjoying with Krishna. Everyone is protected by Krishna. Everyone is provided by Krishna. And there is plenty. There is no scarcity. Whereas in the material world, always there is scarcity. Or even if there's no scarcity, you have to work very hard to get whatever your needs are. And it seems like our needs are endless. So, follow Krishna's instruction and become Krishna's devotee and surrender to Krishna by agreeing to follow his instructions. Surrender means follow the instructions. And then your life is successful. You become eternally happy. You reconnect with Krishna. And then even before you leave this body, you can actually transfer yourself to the spiritual dimension of existence. Like we're living in this temple. Our life in this temple is different from the life outside. You see, now all of you are sitting and hearing me. Right? Now, when you're hearing, are you thinking about your problems, your necessities, nothing. So our life is like that. Spiritual life means you don't have to work for your maintenance. You don't have to think how you're going to get some money for purchasing some necessities. You don't have to worry about maintaining the health of your body. All that is left to Krishna. Only thing you have to do is you have to cooperate with Krishna in his activities. So in this temple, all of us are living here, our life centered around, yes, I'll close. Our life centered around the deities of Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram are present in the form of this deity. That's our life. So we invite you to come, learn about this, and practice Bhakti Yoga. Very simple. Every day chant 10 minutes and read just, if you don't have much time, read just one page. 5 minutes it takes, that's all. One page of this Bhagavad Gita. Little by little by little, every day. And very soon, you will become enlightened. You'll become happy. Krishna will give you directions from within your heart. And chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita, associating with devotees in this temple, visiting the temple as often as you can. And if you can't visit the temple, in your mobile phone, you can actually participate in the activities going on in this temple through your mobile phone. And in this way, make your life successful. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Gita Jayanti Mahotsav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.